What is going on, everybody? This is Roster of the Burbank Misfits, and you're listening to the Misfit Effect. Of course, I'm always joined with my wonderful, awesome, spectacular co-host, CW.
I'm below average,
You gotta like put put yourself
but I'm
like
cool.
on a high pedestal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's stupendous.
Today we have a very fun, amazing person who I've had the pleasure of playing multiple video games with um, to raise money for us, Wade Vegas. But she does so much. She's a streamer. She's an independent producer. This woman has a bachelor's degree in clinical medical health psychology. Uh, she does a lot. I mean, like she does so much. She like grows a boat full of plants, which she's not doing adult entertainment stuff. The wonderful, brilliant, fun Miss Summer Hart. How are you doing, Miss?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. And for the unfortunate souls out there who don't know who you are, who are you?
Yeah. Well, I'm an adult entertainer. And yeah, you pretty much covered it. I'm a indie streamer and producer. I make my own stuff and a lot of fetish stuff and like kind of crazy stuff. And I work mainstream as well. And yeah, I do some of that other stuff too. Some mutual aid stuff and get to hang out with cool people and play games, stuff like that.
Okay, I love to talk about stuff that's not just porn driven, but so what do you stream? Like what else do you stream outside of when we play Duck Duck Goose? I'm sorry, Goose Goose Duck. What else do you I always confuse those when I think about it.
Me too. Yeah, I'm not a big video gamer unless it's a social game. But when I stream on cam for myself, I like to play the Jackbox games with the folks that come to my room because I think that's really, really fun. I love those like social kind of party games. And it's so cool because they become like so popular because of the pandemic, and like everybody knows them and everybody already knows how to play them. It's so cool. And people just like jump on and play with you. And it's a little bit more interactive than it has been. It's kind of cool.
Like have you seen the new ones, the new Jackbox 8 yet?
I haven't opened that one yet.
Like it hasn't come out yet, I don't think, but like
Okay.
I've seen the games in it and they look like they are trying because they've added some games where it can be more players. Because I think 3 of the games are 10 players.
That's cool.
But I don't know, they're like they're gonna have issues. Because I don't think I'm not too keen on number 8. And I wasn't a fan of number 7. So
Oh, why not?
well, I think they destroyed because Quiplash a little bit because like now the final question is no longer everybody's voting on one at the same time. It's more so here's 3 prompts. If you was a slip on lotion, what would you scream first? Okay, those are dumb prompts. If you remember like last week when we were doing it, we were just like, these are some dumb questions.
Yeah, they didn't quite make sense. Yeah, I agree with you. I was just like, what? I hadn't played that version before. Was that 7?
Yeah, that was 7.
Okay, yeah. At the end, I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, who made this? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm concerned about. It's concerning to me. But I love playing those games too, and I agree. Like, I personally prefer Among Us over Goose Goose Duck, but I prefer the modded Among Us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I know what you mean. I like it too. I like Among Us a little bit better, but I always want to, support Matt's friends and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I know, like me and Slayer has spoken about this, and he's real like because he knows the people who operate exclusive stuff. He wants to make sure he supports that company, which is okay. I don't mind, but it's just a preference for me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I actually had never met him in person, and then he showed up and he was at a set PAing that I was on, and I was like, "Oh, hey, it's so good to meet you in person."
me and him always like just randomly cross paths. And it was so long before we actually sat down and just spoke. You know, it's like you always see somebody at an event and it's like, okay, they're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. Yeah. So we never just sat down and said, so what's going on? I'm Raw. Oh, I'm Matt.
Yeah.
I just knew who he was.
Right. Yeah. Everybody seems to just kind of know who he is. It's kind of funny.
That's the thing with me. It's like people know me, but no one knows what I actually do. So
I don't know what you actually do.
No one does.
No one does. That is literally the like I don't know if you have looked at those things called spaces on Twitter.
Yeah.
Not Twitter, but yeah, Twitter. More so recently. I've been joining them, and people who have known me for like 2-3 years have said, Rob, what do you actually do with the industry? And when I explain, they're like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
So explain it. So we can know. Jeez. It's been years.
I've only been in the industry since 08. What year did you start, Miss?
Well, it depends. You know, I've done a lot of stuff. I hopped around. I did some nude art modeling. I danced burlesque. You know, I dipped my toes into stuff as early as 2009, 2010. And then I really started like webcamming in 2011 and kind of did a full-time shift to it by 2012. To that kind of being the thing that I did mostly. And then kind of been there ever since. And I did different stuff during that time. Yeah, I used to do burlesque. I used to.
Oh, so did you still? Like, I love.
No, it's been so many years. And, you know, the thing about burlesque is that you have to do it because you think it's like so fun and you're passionate about it because, you know, you go out to these shows and you think like, oh yeah, like we'll sell tickets or we'll make money, but like you'll be lucky if you break even. Because like all of the costuming, you have to know how to sew. I was never very good at that. A lot of hem tape for me. But you have to know how to sew and do all these different things. I definitely started in a burlesque troupe and, you know, we would go out and like dance at bars basically for tips. And, you know, we charge a cover fee that we got a percentage of or something. Yeah. And I always wanted to do that thing. I've never done it, but it's like a life goal of mine. You know, that movie from Dusk Till Dawn?
I've never seen it.
Never seen Dusk Till Dawn. Oh my God. Okay.
Dusk Till Dawn, bro.
That's crazy. Well, okay. So not to ruin it for you, it's a vampire movie, but I mean, you know, it came out in like the 90s. So I feel like, you know, fair game. But
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, it's about vampires. But basically there's this like burlesque dance scene in the movie and Salma Hayek's in it and she kind of comes out and dances with this guy drinking a beer and she like grabs the beer from him and she like puts her foot in his mouth and like pours the beer down her leg and like he's like drinking it and she's like yeah and then she like drinks the rest of it and like throws the bottle. And I don't think that would really be like allowed in a bar, but it's like throughout my whole burlesque career, I always wanted to do that. But I never did. Maybe one day I'll make it happen.
Honestly, like I've never seen that movie before. I might need to, you know, invest in watching it one day because I do like Salma Hayek.
It's a good one.
The thing is, like every time I've ever seen burlesque, I've only seen like people post videos of them being a burlesque dancer.
Right.
But I've never ever sat down like actually went to a show.
There used to be a burlesque Hall of Fame here in Las Vegas. It was really cool. I don't think it exists anymore, but it was really neat.
I've never been to anything. I've never been to anything in Vegas.
Like, oh yeah.
No, because like it's not. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that you know Vegas is okay, but I've never been a fan of going there.
Yeah, I can see why. I live here
because I don't gamble and I don't drink.
Yeah, no, yeah. What are you doing?
It's like so I have no reason to go.
I don't really gamble or drink, but I live. I mean, like I will drink, but I'm never gonna get. I'm like too damn old to get trashed. You know, like you. There's like a point. But yeah, I don't really gamble or drink, and I live here. You know, so it's not like being on the strip all the time. But yeah, if you're not a gambler or drinker, might not be that fun.
I haven't drank since 2010.
Yeah. Okay. Good job.
So
Good job.
yeah.
Oh, no.
So it's just well, never be my thing. So I do want to talk about this. I was reading this thing about the plants. Do you still do that, or is this old news?
Plants? Oh, my house is full of plants. Whole house just full of plants.
Okay, so what do you have? Because I've been killing my plants.
You've been counting your plants, is that what you said?
Killing my plants. Killing my plants slowly.
I have most, I mean, I don't know. I got like Brazilian heart leaves and I've got inch plants and I've got monsteras and well,
Those
I
ones are
gotta
dying.
do what?
The one you just said last.
The
That
monstera?
that's the one that is suffering over here the most.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of people give them too much sun. They like grow in like tropical areas and they would grow under the canopies. I think a lot of people put them in like too sunny of areas. Um, they like only like dim light from a faraway window. I have like a couple of fiddle leaf figs. I love
Probably
those.
why. Because I have mine right in front of my front door.
Nope, too much sun. Does it get
No, no,
morning
no, no,
sunlight?
no. Like no, the door is here, but
Mhm.
the plant is inside the house, but in the corner.
Mm.
So it probably is getting too much sun.
Yeah,
Because
they don't like too much sun.
it's suffering. It's the only one that's suffering really bad. And all the other ones are like, we're making it. You don't know what you're doing. You use the Plantra app, and you're still messing up.
I never used that, but I've thought about it. I'm having a little bit of a tough time. It's funny because you would think I live in the desert, and like you'd think you'd be able to like grow, things that grow here better. But I have lithops, which are like, I've ever seen them. They're like tiny, I don't know, they're like stone cactuses and they call them
Okay.
lithops. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I see. I know what you're talking about. I seen them at the Lowe's when I was buying the ones I got because
Yeah.
someone gave me a list and they said, yes, these are the easy plants. Just go ahead and take these. All you gotta do is water them once a week. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to make my house look pretty, and they're brown. Like one of them is brown,
Oh,
turning
same
brown.
actually. Yeah, same. You got a pretty house though? Lots of plants. I love that.
No, only have one, two. I have four, five. I have five plants.
Okay.
So
That's pretty good.
I'm trying to get there, but CW can because he was here recently. He can tell you that if that one in particular is having a bad day. It's having a bad time under my tutelage.
It's hard. It's hard. I have a little nephew who knows I love plants, and every time he sees one in the store, he like buys it for me and like brings it home. He's so sweet, and he's like,
Aw.
"Here, I got this for you. I know you love plants." He's only 7, yeah, and he'll always say like he'll bring me a plant. He brought me a cactus last week, and he was like, "Do you love it?" And I was like, "Yes, I do love it." He's so sweet about that, and he knows it's something I like, so he just kind of like finds them and like begs his mom to buy them, or he like literally like asks people for their plants to give to me. He's so, I don't know, he knows I like plants. He's like, "You like this because you like plants." He's such a sweetheart.
That is so adorable. That's one
Yeah.
thing. That's the only thing I hate about not being in my home city is to see like my nephews, my
Hmm.
grandnephews. I'm old.
What?
My grandnephews. Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 38.
You're 38. Okay, like you could look 28, so
But still, bless your heart.
yeah.
I'm old. No, like this, I just know like today's my grandnephew's 5th birthday. And it's
Aw.
just like they're at a Legoland thing. So it's like seeing that and not being in that city, it's just like,
Yeah.
So I feel you on just like just seeing how adorable kids are where they try to give you all this stuff to, make you happy.
Yeah. I've been really lucky. He and his mom live with me, and that's been really cool for me.
That's so sweet.
Hmm.
So what else do you do out here in this world outside of, entertaining the masses?
I brew kombucha, so that's pretty fun.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what kombucha is? Sorry, it's like some real white girl shit. It's like
I mean,
It tastes
see,
great, but it smells like a foot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so it's like it's kind of like root beer. It's got a small amount of alcohol in it, and it's like a brew that you make from tea, fermented tea and fruit. And yeah, you're exactly right. It's got a little footy smell, a little bit. I feel like it smells like apple cider vinegar a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you like it, CW?
I do.
You
I
do.
do. So, yeah, I tried it for one day and I was like, this smells like a foot, but it kind of tastes good. I kept drinking it.
Yeah, I've been brewing some of the hard stuff, like with a little bit, like purposefully putting a little bit more alcohol in it. Um, unfortunately, you can make bombs out of it. Accidental bombs. I not that long ago, like just like destroyed my house with making kombucha. But yeah, so I put it. Okay, so you put fruit in there, right? It sounds crazy.
I'm just imagining like you in your kitchen making kombucha, and then all of a sudden, like the entire cabinet is just blown up, and everybody looking at you like, "What happened?"
It was kind of like that. Like,
Kombucha.
so okay. So basically, you do like a second fermentation. You put in like fruit juice, or you put in fruit, and so to make it like sweet, and it's got like a fruity flavor. It's like a fizzy fruity tea, and so it's got a little bit of alcohol in it. And this batch was in a third ferment, so it had been basically set up for a long time. And I put it in these bottles I shouldn't have put them in, and it was a big bottle. And I put two of them out on the counter, and I didn't think about it, and I let them set like a couple of extra days over the weekend. And I woke up because I heard a weird noise, and I was like, oh man, I got a cat, and maybe the cat just like threw something off the counter. I don't know. And so I went back to sleep, and then I heard another sound, and I was like, oh my God, it sounded like somebody just broke a window. I was like, what the hell is that? So like I get up and I come out there, and there's just like glass everywhere. There's strawberries. There's a strawberry. One strawberries all over the ceiling. Like the entire ceiling is covered in strawberries. There's like glass shrapnel all over the house. Like,
Damn.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. I was so scared too, because there was another bottle, and I was like, oh my God, like this is gonna explode any second. I like went back into my room. I got like a whole hat, like goggles, like a like hoodie, like around my face. Like I put my oven mitts over my hands to grab the other bottle, because I was so afraid. God. But yeah, I made like, it was so hard. I'm at 3 a.m. like with a broom, like trying to clean strawberries off the ceiling. But it didn't normally happen that way. Normally it's good.
like, but I can also picture you just laughing about it while you're cleaning, though.
Yeah, like afterwards, you're like, this is so fucking ridiculous. But I was finding like glass on like the upstairs of my house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, how did this even happen? Like glass, like 2 rooms away, like that because of the explosion. It was just like super crazy. Yeah. So for making kombucha, don't do what I did.
Well,
Also, maybe
If you see a random bottle of boots somewhere, just stay away.
it's the tea time bomb. Yeah, it kind of is. It might be. I'm making it. I don't know. There's like I should, there's like all these forums, people with like tons of like sage information, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll just do it however I want.
what is your, like you say you use strawberries and that one, what's your favorite type to make?
Probably, I really like making passion fruit. That's a really, really good one. And it'll sound weird, but like coffee and vanilla kombucha is really, really good. Yeah,
Okay.
that one's one of my favorites. Sounds weird.
No,
Totally.
but it does like, but it's mainly because I'm not a fan of coffee. So it's
Oh, you
like
like coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
It just sounds like, it does sound like a weird flavor.
It does, and it sounds really weird, and it has like, to me, it tastes like a kind of like a cinnamon sweet tart flavor. I know that sounds weird. I don't know. Almost.
No, because I like cinnamon, because like when I did drink, I enjoyed hot damn. And that is just cinnamon. That's just a cinnamon drink.
Yeah.
And if it tastes like that, like I would enjoy it if I still drunk.
Yeah, I do a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla and caramel, and those with just a little bit of coffee and the fermented tea. And I think it's got this like kind of, I don't know, cinnamony, almost horchata-y kind of flavor.
Okay.
Surprising flavor, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, That sounds like it could be delicious.
Yeah. Although I have to tell you, like if you go out and try kombucha, like you might not love it the first time you try it. I feel like it's like, I don't know, it's an acquired taste. To me, it's like beer. It's a lot like beer, actually. It's like a brewed drink like that. So if you go out and you've never had one,
Well, CW is more of a partier than I am, so he's more in tune to enjoy like stuff like that.
Well, I mean, it's mostly for the like probiotic stuff.
yeah, it's good for you.
Good for you. That's why I drink it. But
Yeah, it's also got acetic acid in it. It's good for your liver. Yeah. It's got B vitamins in it from the yeast.
Y'all know what's going on. This is all Greek to me. I'm learning. Getting educated over here right now.
It's somewhat healthy, yeah.
oh,
What do you say, CW?
eat green vegetables, so
He's judging me because I don't eat green vegetables right now.
You don't eat green vegetables?
Not a fan.
Of any green vegetables? Not one.
I like what green is one green vegetable I can enjoy. Is celery? Celery is a vegetable, I think.
Yeah.
I like
Celery's a vegetable.
celery.
Celery,
I
okay.
like celery. I think that's it.
What about like sugar snap peas? No?
Like the only vegetables I really enjoy are not green. So like I love carrots and I love like I like cauliflower.
he's like a child. It's the color.
Yeah, but the thing is I like fruit. I love like my favorite fruit is green. So
What's your favorite fruit? Kiwi?
kiwi.
Yeah.
Kiwi
It's a
is
good one.
kiwi is the best fruit to ever come in creation, you know? And yeah, but it's just like when it comes to vegetables, I can't do it.
You know,
Like
some people are able to taste. I just remember this from like a college biology class that, you know, people went up onto the stage and they had this taste paper with like this bitter stuff on it that's in almost all green vegetables. And some people can taste it and it's a bitter flavor, and some people can't. Whenever I meet someone who's like, "Oh yeah, I don't like really like any vegetables," I'm always wondering if they can taste the bitter that some people just don't.
well, I know for many vegetables, it leaves a bad aftertaste in my mouth.
Yeah.
The same thing, but like I don't like bananas. I can't eat bananas, like straight up bananas, without them doing something to it. But like it leaves a nasty, weird aftertaste. It's like a slimy aftertaste whenever I eat a green vegetable. So it's like unless like it is mixed and blended into some form like if you give me a naked green machine, I could drink that no problem because it's mixed with fruit. Because mixed with kiwi, matter of fact. I can drink that.
The best one.
I just can't like, and that's another one too that's purely vegetable that is Abdwala or something. It's a different
Oh
one.
yeah.
Not Abdwala, but it starts with a P. That company, they make one that has green vegetables in it, and I can eat that, I can drink that rather. But if you try to give me like a piece of broccoli and say, "Here you go," I'm just gonna look at you like, no. But I like cauliflower, and someone said all cauliflower is white broccoli, and I'm like, it's a difference. You can taste the difference.
I'd agree with you. It's not a white broccoli.
So, but that's another reason why I also do like vegetarian or vegan food, you know, because I can eat cauliflower type stuff.
There's a really good vegan sushi place here. I was surprised. Someone took me there. I was like, damn, this is fucking delicious.
I know.
In Vegas?
In Vegas, I would not have thought that either. And yeah, someone took me to a vegan sushi place and I was like, damn, this is awesome.
Yeah, one of my friends was complaining about like they're like they kind of just they were eating vegan and they're like, I can't find anything to eat half the time, especially around. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, Vegas, just tourists and tourists eat meat.
Yeah, it depends on kind of where you're at because there's actually a lot of vegan stuff. But if you're like on the strip and like in these like really like touristy kind of areas and stuff, and that's like the area you're living in, yeah, good luck. Like but
Okay.
yeah, out around like some of like the smaller neighborhoods, or if you were like kind of closer to downtown or like Summerlin, stuff like that, there's a lot of like vegan vegetarian kind of places around here. There actually is.
Oh,
It's just
live in Las Vegas, not like I'm in Vegas.
yeah. I'm in Vegas too, but
Well,
you
I'm
know,
saying you're saying like the actual city of Las Vegas instead of like thinking of just like Vegas.
yeah, it's
As, like,
weird. People think about this like strip, which is like 2 miles or something like that, as
Yeah.
being like the whole city. And don't get me wrong, there's actually a lot of people that live in and around like right in that area, and like the area of Paradise. Like there's a lot of apartments and stuff even around in that area. I mean, for a good reason, right? Like because people got to work there. But the city is actually pretty big. And it's a pretty big suburban center. I think if you count like the whole suburban area, there's like 2 million people that live in and around here. So like it's a pretty good sized area. And people also don't realize, it's kind of crazy. Like we have such amazing hiking here, and like so many beautiful like national parks and state parks that are like right around the area of Las Vegas. It's insanely naturally beautiful. But I'll always ask people, it's so funny. I'll talk to people, I'll be like, oh yeah, because I was out hiking. And people are like, hiking? And they're like, just through the desert? And I'm like, well, there's like mountains all around, and there's like a lake and like a preserve, there's like a national park, and people are like, really? And I'm like, yeah. You get out from those tall buildings.
No, because like when
Yeah.
when people think of
Well,
Vegas, they think of desert and flatlands compared to everything else that's out there, you know.
Yeah, like LA, like Vegas is a valley. So like, there's mountains on actually either side. But there's Lake Mead National Recreation Area. There's the Valley of Fire State Park. There's Red Rock, and then there's like the Mount Charleston area. Mount Charleston is like I can't remember what the elevation is. It's got a ski slope and everything. I mean, it snows every year up there. It's like but yeah, people are like, there's a mountain you guys could go ski. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, so a whole
See, this is my thing with skiing. Like personally, I grew up around the snow. So I try to avoid the snow by any means possible. I just can't be around it.
yeah.
I just see that, like, I'm good.
I just tell you too, like I'm a very much a warm weather person. Maybe it's a little too warm here, but like I'm very much like a warm weather person. And so like
Y'all get like 100+ degrees.
It's
and
fine.
It's normal.
Yeah, it's fine for me. Yeah, I'm okay with like 100 and 100 plus. Like that's cool. I also kind of would prefer to stay away from like the cold and the snow. I just don't do that well in that weather.
I do want to ask this: like, what do they act like? What type of what do they like give you in the sushi if it's not fish?
That's a really good question. I did not ask that.
Because like
But
all I'm thinking is like, okay, you do got the rice, you do have the seaweed,
yeah,
but
you'd be surprised at what they can make other things taste like.
no, because I'm just wondering. Like, I'm not saying
No, I'm just saying, like, what I'm saying is like the it might taste like it's sushi, like meat, but it might be, damn, what was this thing? I had this po' boy, and I'm allergic to shrimp.
uh-huh.
It was a vegan po' boy, and it was really good. And I was like, oh, this is what this is supposed to taste like without my throat. But it was, yeah, you can make any, you can, I as much as I, eat meat and stuff, you can get pretty close.
You can.
Seasonings.
I tried. I finally tried an Impossible Burger last week, and like honestly, because I didn't know how it was going to taste, just in case I got a real burger and an Impossible, just in case I couldn't eat the Impossible, and the Impossible Burger it tasted better than the real meat.
Great.
And I was disappointed. I'm like, I could have just got 2 of these.
Yeah, you're like, man, like this fake meat tastes better than real meat.
Yeah.
It tastes more like meat than meat. Yeah, no, the Beyond and Impossible, like the burgers and stuff. Okay, so I'm not a vegetarian right now, but I've been a vegetarian or like sometimes a vegan, but a vegetarian on and off like most of my life. I think I think that it's kind of crazy. Like in the last few years, it's nuts. Like, okay, and here's the trick: the worse the kind like quality of the meat is, the better it is fake. So soy rizo is better than real chorizo. I've had both. Try it if you don't believe me. Soy rizo is better than real chorizo.
Never
I
had
actually,
either.
I don't really like regular chorizo, but I've had soy rizo and it's been better.
Yeah, soy rizo is awesome. That's the thing. Those fake hot dogs, they taste just like real hot dogs. I don't know what's in a hot dog, but it's probably not something you should be eating anyway. It's like like
A hot dog is
Elbow.
a hot dog is like all the leftovers. So
right.
you might get some toes.
Yeah.
Some ground up toes, the what's it?
Snouts.
The oinker, the tail.
Buttholes. Yeah. Yeah. But whatever whatever's in
Everything
a
you're
fake
saying is making
one.
me not want to eat a hot dog anymore.
Whatever's in a fake hot dog, it tastes just like a real hot dog.
Now I'm just thinking like every time I eat a hot dog now, I'm eating the pig's butthole. That's
Yeah,
gonna be on
probably.
mine now every time now.
Yeah, probably.
I'm eating Porky's butt. I'm sorry, but no, I actually had like because one of my friends I hang out with a lot, they're a pescatarian, and like they had me buy a whole bunch of vegan meat because they wanted me to barbecue it, and I'm like, okay, I purchased it, and I was just sitting in there, and I'm like, one day I'm gonna end up just cooking the Beyond because I know Beyond and Impossible are different,
Mhm.
and the thing is like I want to try like a professional Beyond before I go in here and mess up this Beyond meat because it's so expensive.
Mhm.
So I'm a little nervous because I know they're different. Well, but I can't fully commit to a vegan lifestyle because I like meat too much.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough for sure.
So okay, so what do you do with Sway? Because I know we do a lot of stuff with Sway. I did want to touch on that before we were done. So explain Sway to the people who are listening who don't know what that is really quick, since I know you do dabble with them a lot.
Yeah, so I'm one of the founders of Suede, and it's like sex worker mutual aid. So basically, we give like micro grants and like harm reduction, groceries, that kind of stuff to sex workers. Sometimes, it can be difficult to like prove your income. There's a lot of, you know, kind of that kind of stuff, especially if you're trying to do these sort of, I don't know, legal channels. I want to say it can be like really tough, especially with like unemployment. So like a lot of people who were able to get unemployment last year, but a lot of people who are sex workers weren't sometimes because it was a little bit more difficult. I was like contractors. Actually, it's kind of tough for any kind of contractor, but it can also be really difficult if like you make a lot of your money in cash. Anyway, we kind of started doing it as like a response to pandemic stuff, but then we kind of saw that there was like this really big need. So we started trying to fundraise for it. But basically, people can get micro grants. We'll also send you like, condoms, Plan B, stuff like that. We'll send people groceries, and people just put in requests. And the only thing that we make them verify is that they're sex workers in some capacity. And we were originally just kind of doing it in Vegas. So we were Suede Vegas. But then we kind of got some other people online that were out of Arizona and like some people helping us around the Southwest. And so we were like, oh yeah, we'll be like, the Southwest mutually because we're already Suede. And so we started trying to send people in the Southwest different stuff and help people in the Southwest. And then we kind of became like sending, if we can, to people all over the US if we have enough, funds and ability. And I mostly like answer emails and send stuff out and communicate back and forth with people and do the verifications and help with fundraising. So
Okay, no, because like when I first started just joining the games, I didn't know much about it. But then I looked into it and I'm like, this is really needed because especially last year, I've known many of my friends were just going through it because as you said, they're independent contractors. So they don't get paid like something that is tangible and they can
Yeah.
like get unemployment for. Because I know CW is like basically he's an independent contractor for what he does. And it was a lot harder for a lot like many people who were in that last year. And many people are still struggling because
What
of huh?
one thing for looking like getting for like a lot of pandemic relief, uh, I noticed is that when you look at the questionnaires, there's always a questionnaire like, do you make your money from any kind of like loot and it's like, oh shit, y'all like really kind of just really X'd out a whole community of people.
Right. Yeah, like anybody, even if that's like legal here. I mean, when you think about that, like here in this state, like brothels are legal. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's totally legal to do like private dances. Obviously, stripping's legal everywhere. Like cam work is legal almost everywhere. Like that's anybody that's like doing porn. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, well, if that's your job, like why is it that you shouldn't be allowed to get unemployment? Like, you
You're
know,
surely paying taxes.
yeah, you're surely paying taxes and you're probably paying them at a higher rate than other people as a
Yeah.
contractor. Like you're probably paying 20%. And it's like, it's crazy. Like it's like a perfectly allowed discrimination. And they're like, oh yeah, I had friends that were dancing during, pre-pandemic and they closed down strip clubs. And it's like, a lot of them were just like, basically the same thing for friends that were working in brothels and stuff. And I was just like, they're just done. Don't know when they're coming back. Don't know when they're going to open. And, don't know if you're actually going to be able to collect unemployment at all. And that was kind of the thing that made us want to kind of try to start to do this. Not that we thought that we could like replace unemployment, but we thought maybe we could try to like put some money together and help some people. And actually it's been kind of crazy the response that a lot of people have had, because there were people from the community, other sex workers and stuff, that were like, I don't know, here's $1,000. Like, can you give it that to 4 or 5 people? Like, cause I could give that. And we were able to do that. And that was crazy and amazing.
It's crazy. It's like, everybody, a lot, well, I don't say everybody, many people watch porn, but no one really wants to admit that they watch it and they try to demonize it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
I
like,
mean, the
it's like
biggest demonizers are usually the hugest consumers.
that's what I'm saying. It's like and then like it's like all the time, all these Congress people come out and say, "Oh, we need to stop this porn stuff," and then 3 weeks later, scandal, blah 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 is sending naked pictures to blah blah, or blah blah has had sex with this porn performer, and it's like, so you're only against it to satisfy your constituents, and you're not really, and your constituents, they watch it themselves, but they just don't want to admit they watch it themselves.
we got a lot of like sexual stigma and a lot of sexual shame. And I have to be honest, where I think like for whatever reason, we have a hard time seeing the people that we see sexually and enjoy sexually as like whole human beings, and as people that deserve like rights and have like feelings and shit. I don't know what that is or why that is or why we have to like disconnect so much from the people that do porn, but I've always felt like maybe that was about like our own shame for like enjoying it, or our own shame that made us need to like disconnect from that. And that fucking sucks.
I think it's sad. I think it's mainly one big reason is that, like, first of all, they do like some know is a fantasy, and they automatically put y'all like in some sort of freaking bubble, and then if they don't put if they don't and if they don't see it as fantasy, whatever, they just think, oh, all y'all do is out here, y'all just have sex with anybody and just put it out there, even though they don't understand that one is a freaking entertainment. Two, y'all go through certain channels to make sure that everybody is safe. You're not spreading the diseases, whatever that they're trying to assume or speculate that you're doing, and they just assume that you're doing this and that, and it's freaking ridiculous. So it's like, sorry, It's just really, really annoying.
You
The
know, that's what
mistreatment that y'all get sometimes, just because y'all bring entertainment to people who need it. You know, people who are single who like need to get that, couples who need that extra little fire, that extra little spark, or just people who just enjoy the entertainment of watching.
but
You
like
know,
sex and sexuality, these are like human needs, right? Like
yeah,
sex and sexuality are normal human needs. It's also like really normative to like want to look at and explore sexuality. And like, I mean, I could say, if I could say one thing about pornography, I could tell you that like for me, it's helped me personally explore those things about myself, my own interests, like honestly, what I really like. And even just being in it has helped me like think about like and get to explore some of those things. And I kind of hope that I help other people explore those things for themselves. And like, I think that's really fucking cool. And I think that's like a fun and cool thing to do. But, I understand that like we have to pretend like nobody likes that or nobody wants to do that, or I don't know, that's some terrible thing about human beings, I guess. And,
Oh, so okay. And then jumping on the next one side, doing it. Wow, y'all wow, Lawrence.
but can you think about being like so wanting to have like this sexual connection and like so this, and also at the same time believing that it is so sinful and just like trying to jump through these like mental hoops in order to like get your need met, this just like human basic need met, and you're gonna like find a way to do it and find a way to make that work.
I mean it's a doozy. I personally I used to be married to a very conservative Muslim woman, but we secretly dated before that. And yeah, to see on her face sometimes like the oh, like yes, I enjoy orgasms, but I'm not supposed to have orgasms yet. So
Right.
like how do I go about, like if I do this but I don't do this, but I only do this at this time, then
Right.
it's somewhat okay, but then it's just like all a fragile, like, and
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, because we're trying to make people
sorry, it's not that big a deal.
yeah, we're trying to make people do something, not do something that's like as natural as like breathing or eating. Like, there's only, I think, like so much time that you can like sustain not behaving in a way that's like normative human behavior. And like we also, prolong the time because of like modern society stuff that people are supposed to like, remain chaste, not married, not have sex. And,
Mhm.
that's not normal. It's not normative. It's not normal for their bodies. I don't know.
It's like people preach this and that, whatever, about sexuality, and then they go against it when no one's looking.
It's like they're not paying attention to the rubber band effect. Like they're trying to pull so away and then it snaps back so hard into just like, what are you into? You said you didn't do anything, but you into like this? This is what you like?
Oh man, I just have to tell you, I'm not going to say anyone's name specifically, but in my many years now in adult, I have met so many ex-Mormons, so many, or they're so-called like Jack Mormons. So they're like still from, these Mormon families, and like maybe they're not like, talking to their family about this. They're not like excommunicated from the church, but I have met so many sex workers who are from Mormon families, so many. And I think about a good friend of mine who, bisexual, had multiple partners, living with multiple people, hosting orgies, Jack Mormon, ex Mormon. And you just think about that. And when you talk about a rubber band effect, CW, I'm like, yeah, that's that. that was that effect of like being told like you need to remain chaste over your entire life and never enjoy sex and only have sex through a sheet and all this kind of shit. So
Or cheat. Well,
yeah,
Yeah.
they got like a
Sheets,
sheet.
underwear.
Yeah, there's like a sheet with a hole. It's like a Mormon thing. I don't know. Yeah, yeah,
that's isn't that like, is that African married still, or?
yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
mean, it's
sorry.
some wild
Like,
stuff, man. If you really
You wouldn't want to have too much human contact, right?
no, because we're just supposed to procreate.
I
Right.
mean, like, if
Then
you,
why does
I
it
mean,
feel
the thing
good?
is, like, I'm thinking, like, if, and excuse my lewdness here for this, but if you can't touch like that, that means no one's sucking something and no one's
But
eating something.
wow,
Don't.
it's
Okay,
not
that's
about that.
sodomy. That is sodomy. You cannot. Oral sex is sodomy. That's like anti-Christian. You're
Oh
not
my
supposed to.
God.
Are you a sodomite,
Yeah,
Rostar?
Yes,
Ross
I
Star is some
am.
kind of sodomite.
Oh my
I'm
God.
I'm coming over to turn you into salt.
Well, I have to be sought because, like, I like giving and receiving. So it's like, I no, I couldn't practice that in any ways.
Well, a lot of them can't, and
Yeah.
in secret they don't.
Right.
But yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about that. That's gonna bother me.
Hmm.
Ross Star is
Which
like
makes me
sex
think:
to a-
is God God, or is God other people to people?
That's a good question.
Oh wow. I'm sorry. That's anyway. I really think that Sway is a really good organization. That's why I love helping out when I can on Sundays and giving, because I do know people are still suffering whatever because of all this stuff, and it's greatly needed. And coming from me, I really appreciate all the work that y'all are doing out here, because from what I've heard, y'all discuss over all the times I've been on there, you're helping out a lot of people, and I know everyone who you have helped really truly appreciates it.
I actually wish, like, I mean, we try to like be confidential and stuff like that, and I kind of want to like go look at it now, but like people write back such nice things. Sometimes, like we did this like virtual baby shower for somebody who would, she sent us like we would ask sometimes for like verification, so they'll have somebody like hold up a piece of paper, because we want to see. Sometimes people send us an escort ad, and I'm like, I want to see you the same person that's in these pictures, right? I want to make sure that's you. And so she sends up holding a piece of paper with her name on it. And I see that she's in the hospital, and we were kind of like, oh yeah, like what's happening with that? And she's like, she sends me back another picture. She got a baby. She's like, I just had a baby. And I was like, oh my God. And we kind of had like, yeah, no. So we we're having like this little back and forth with her. And she was like, oh yeah, I just basically don't have a lot for this baby. And we ended up having like this little kind of like virtual baby shower for her. And that was so cool. I just kept thinking like, I want to do more. I don't know how, maybe, I don't know, we've been talking about it. I want to do more stuff for like moms that are sex workers, because it's like really tough for them. Or maybe just like parents that are sex workers in general, because I don't know. I think that's extra tough. So I don't know. We've been looking at that. We've been talking with that Cody, who's Cody Bohr, who's one of the other founders of Suede, was talking about maybe we could do daycare or something. I don't know. She's got some good ideas. Yeah, we've been talking about that kind of stuff, just because that particular person like inspired us, and it's been really cool to like talk to people and ask like what do they need or what do they want, and like a lot of the stuff that they say back, I wish I could like share more with the people that help or give money. I mean, it's it's hard. You got to keep them private and stuff, but
I understand the confidentiality, but I do understand that you would want to share in like some capacity, even if you can't say their names, to say blah, like to say person X said thank you very much for this and that, but you do got to keep it restricted on who you give money to, so, or give help to.
Yeah, we keep it, and also like we don't want to tell like who's asking or like who's a
Yeah,
sex worker
because
or
it's
anything
no
like
one's
that.
business.
Yeah, it's no one's business. But also sometimes we get these like really nice messages back that are like, hey, you helped me with this or you helped me with that, or like thank you guys so much, or think this organization is really great. And I almost always wish I could just share it with the people that give money. And I don't know, if you give money to Suede, like just so you know, like people are really appreciative of it.
And people who are listening right now, they use all the money you give for Sway. They don't keep any of it for personal stuff. So just know, like, every dime that you can give, even if you're giving to them and you're not giving a lot, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
If you give us $5 a month, well, that $5 goes to somebody every single month because we get requests every day.
So if you're listening, you can give like something. Please, like, help out. Because as you can see, like, he's very passionate about it, and ever since I found out about it, like, I try to give when I can. So
Rockstar, you're so cool. I see on the PayPal, I always see that it says Rockstar on there, and I went on your Twitter, and I'd never like seen your face, but I really liked the sound of your voice on stream. Like you have a nice sounding. Like, I'm sure you've heard that before. That's probably why you do podcasts, right? Yeah, okay, it checks out. And yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And I always see your name pop up, but I had an idea of you in my mind because of I see this little donation and I hear your voice talking and playing. Yeah. So
thank you. No, like, yeah, I wish I can give more, but time is rough for everybody. But but thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just really want everybody out there who listens to, like, donate something if you can. It's very beneficial.
Or to a mutual aid where you live, because like, man,
Yeah.
they've been popping up during pandemic times. Like, if there's mutual aid where you live, like literally, you can Google like mutual aid in the city you live in, and there might be one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So since we're towards the end of this already, this time went fast.
Yeah.
So since I do want you to promote your stuff, what content do you put out there in the world that people can look forward to if they were to look you up?
Okay, so I do make a lot of my own stuff. I obviously shoot for other companies and stuff. I have some stuff coming out from browsers, and I'm actually on the first. I'm going to be in a Hocus Pocus porn parody, which I am. Can you guess who I'm going to be in it? Hocus Pocus. I'm assuming you've seen this movie.
I've seen Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
But I can't think all the characters that it's been so long.
Okay.
You gonna be Bette Midler?
Yes!
Oh, yeah. That's the best part.
I agree. I am stoked. If this gets canceled because of COVID or something, because a lot of stuff, get canceled because of COVID. But if this gets canceled because of COVID, I'm going to quit. No, I'm not really going to quit, but I'm really super sad. But yeah, I get to be Winifred in Hocus Pocus. That's the redheaded Sanderson sister, which in a parody on October 1st. I don't know when it'll come out. I'm sure shortly after that. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I produce a lot of my own stuff. I have a ManyVid store. And I do a lot of like, hardcore and some fetish content. I have a big fetish clip store. I've been doing a lot of like this like fetish lactation, and then I have like a sort of hentai based fetish store where I do a lot of tropes from hentai. And I normally just get together with my friends and film those. Those are actually really, really fun. You got a question? Are you raising your hand?
No,
yeah.
This is only because of someone who I'm cool with. They're really into watching hentai stuff. What's your favorite hentai? If you watch anime, right? I'm guessing.
Okay, so it's kind of crazy. I am not like I follow some like people on Patreon and stuff that like do drawings. And I give some money to like independent creators that way. I have never been like a big hentai manga reader, but my partner is, and he was kind of like, throwing me ideas for different stuff, like different scenarios, and I hadn't even realized Okay, I'm like, I knew it was like
It's big.
yeah. Well, I knew some of this stuff was like manga hentai kind of stuff, and I follow some of these like Patreon artists, and or they're artists on Twitter and Patreon and stuff like that. And I give them a little bit of money, and I look at their pictures and stuff, and I think they're really hot. And so I was like, oh, like look at this kind of an idea or something like that. And then he starts like pitching me like different ideas from hentai, but I didn't know if that's what that was. And so like these like alien glory hole stuff and like alien impregnation and like the futanari stuff and like the like breast inflation and that kind of stuff, and we're all just doing it kind of in real life, and so that's I have a hardcore store, and people like that probably better from me, like they probably like that more, but I like making the other stuff.
I just thought about like the thing is like I don't really watch hentai like that, but I do. I think I said before on one of these podcasts that the one that stuck out to me was like a body swap. So like it was like a group of people, and like they'll be having sex, and then mid-sex, like their bodies would switch into somebody else.
Wow.
So yeah, it didn't matter like their identity.
Mm-hmm.
So like a male would go into a female's body.
Yeah, their gender identity stayed the same. It went into a different body. Yeah.
Yeah, but like well, I mean the spirit, like who the person is.
Uh-huh.
So like Tom would go into Jane's body while Jane is getting penetrated by Billy.
Yeah.
So it's just like, they get to enjoy that sensation, whatever.
Yeah.
And so like that hentai stood out to me because it was really like random and weird, but it was like just throwing it out there. Idea.
I've done body swap. Yep, I've done a couple of body swaps. They're normally like I normally film them like POV, like a guy like looking down at his body, and then he's like thinking about or making like a dream and that he's a girl, and then he like wakes up and it's my body, and like touching it, and then like talking to like talking to himself about it, and then like you get like a hand mirror, you're like looking.
I'll be honest. Like if I woke up one morning and I was not in my body, I was in the female's body, I would explore. It was the first thing I do.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I would feel bad about it because if it was for real and I was in someone else's real body, be like, I'm sorry. It's like you have to, because you don't walk around with no purse all day. So it's kind of like,
of course, would expect no less.
So, I don't know about you, CW. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, I probably just end up masturbating all day.
All day.
All day. No stopping. It's just like, because you don't know when this is going to end.
I want to find out what this female orgasm is like.
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you, like, you don't have to stop at one. You just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we got to stop. We got to, breathe for a few minutes and then recover. We can only do it so many times. They can keep going.
Yep.
I don't know. My female body might just be ruined.
Yeah, you might not want to go back, like.
I'm like,
Wake up the next day. Ah, dang it!
Can't get anything done.
Anyway, I do like that concept though, because I do people enjoy enjoy tropes.
Yeah. And
Because like
vor. I've been doing a lot of that lately too.
You said what?
Vor. like eating people. It's like cannibalism. It's weird. But usually we've been doing like unbirthing 4 lately. So like pretend to swallow somebody with your pussy. I don't know. That's also a hentai thing. Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah. It's different. For sure different. We've been doing a lot of hue cow, like milk, lactation, hue cow kind of stuff, and a lot of unbirthing stuff. Which reminds me, I gotta do some editing.
That sounds fun.
It
If
is
you're
fun.
out there, that means you gotta go out there and check that out. Because I'm more so into fetishes and stuff like that. But that's just because I'm one of those people. That's into
One of those people, huh?
one of those people who, yeah. Because there's only one fetish that I can't get into, but there's a lot of fetishes that I really, really enjoy out there. And if I see it out there, like, I do my look around, make sure no one's looking at me, and then you click the button and then you sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah.
You always gotta look around, like real quick, like I'm about to watch this again. Again. You just slowly click the button, like, oh yes. Get that clothespin. Yeah, don't judge me. This is the no judgment zone.
Yeah. Not me. I literally make the stuff. I'm literally calling girls over to my house and being like, can I fill you up with alien eggs? Like, I cannot judge anybody.
You are fun, Miss Hart. You are fun.
I have a glory hole set in my garage. Like, what would I say to anybody about judgment sexually? It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to judge people when you have a glory hole in your garage.
I do want to say this one thing because we're almost at the end. What's in your banner? Because I know when CW saw it, he got excited a little bit, and I don't know where that's from.
Was it like the graph that said like you are here, and it was like
CW.
It was like,
it's Master Shake.
Oh, it's Master Shake. Yeah, I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force. When it was on TV, I watched it, and then I watched reruns for years. I love Adult Swim, and I absolutely loved Aqua Teen.
So I was confused because I know CW saw it. He was like, "Oh, like because we were talking and he asked for me to send him your social media, and then he saw that he's oh she's gonna be great." He was already excited before. I don't even think he looked at your rest of your stuff before he saw anything else. He saw that and was excited. He was sold.
Yeah, it's gonna work out.
But we have reached the end. Is there anything you want to tell your fans, your supporters, anybody out there in the world? If not, please tell us your social medias, where they can buy your content, where they can, support you in any fashion. For everybody out there, you can pay for her content and pay to enjoy what she puts out there and pay, to support her in every which way. Keyword in that sentence is pay.
Well, you can join my OnlyFans. I'm Summer Hart. You can also find me on Pornhub, and that's cool too. If you want to watch me on Pornhub, I got a monetized account. But I also have clip stories for all these kind of different things, like we're talking about here. Like I have the Futanari Girls on Minivids, and if you Google that, you'll be able to find it. I also have Futanari Girls on clips for sale, and those are the kind of hentai stores. And I'm OU Sweetheart on Minivids as well, if you want to look those up. And I stream on my free cams as Summer Heart and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you Google me, I'm pretty easy to find normally. Summer Heart, Hart.
Yeah, make sure y'all look at Hart, not Heart English, not Heart, but Hart.
Yeah.
I said it right. CW, real quick, your social medias really quick.
All right. My social medias, CC Fitness LA on Instagram and Twitter, ccfitnessla.com, and CC Fitness on Facebook.
Really quick, we are the Burbank Misfits on Instagram, Burbank Misfits on Facebook, and on the Twitter. BurbankMisfits.com that says everything we do from photography, graphics, and fitness and all that other stuff like that. If you're an adult entertainer and you need fitness, go to CW. He has had many in the past, and he'll get you right. I'm Rawstar, RAWSTARR, on Twitter and on Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. And also, please, let's give so much love to the wonderful human being, Miss Summer Hart. She's a joy, a pleasure, a very awesome human being. Every interaction I've had with her has always been fun. And I'm so honored that she was able to give us an hour of her time today. And please tune in next week.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
All right, thank